right, thank you very much for another meeting of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association. And we have such a beautiful day out there, I'm surprised anybody showed up. I looked out, my wife and I went, maybe we should just go to the beach today. Thank you for making it, I appreciate that. We have got this is where you're at, right here, Santa Barbara Fest Parker Doubletree Resort. And this little round area right here is the patio out there, so you can walk through that door and go out there and enjoy the view, the ocean and the islands. This is the website here, the Santa BREIA, long version, short version, SBREIA. In our meetings, if you click on there, you'll have links to the different web pages that we've set up, so you can see this meeting or any other meeting. And then right next to that link it says video, so that'll be the videos of this. And every other meeting we've had in the past, which we've got years worth of videos up there on YouTube. So, you know, I hate writing notes, and I can't remember a lot of this stuff when it's happening. I go home and I watch the videos and I go, wow, I was sitting right there listening and I didn't get what he was saying. You know, he said it. Luckily, John asked him 4 or 5 times, so I really got what he was saying. You know, and it was all recorded, all on videos. So, you know, I suggest you can take notes if you want to, but the nice thing is it's all going to be there, so it's not like you have to, okay? So, you get to right there at that link, meetings. And we got lots of other information up there as well. We got the join link for joining. It's free to be a member of Santa BREIA. It's worldwide, global. Although we have a few people here, it's pretty big out there as far as our access and people coming in, and the nice thing is the videos go back to help drive business back to our speakers who show up here. So they get back to me every once in a while and say, hey, we got some more people, thank you very much for driving on our way. They've signed up for some of our services. And then we've got a couple of pages down here under the join page, which is Yahoo Groups. That's free as well, and you can advertise any of your deals. Get to any questions. There's about 700 investors on that. It's free to sign up. So anytime you want to list something, that's where you would do that. We're not going to bombard you with a bunch of emails and stuff if you don't want to be there. There's different ways that you can sign up for Yahoo. When you sign up here, all you get on the email is the fact that we're having a meeting. And if you want to get text messages, we can do that too. Okay? This is the YouTube channel of mine where all these videos go. And we're up to about 45,000 views. So you can see we've got regular speakers and different things that are going on. And then we've got some popular videos like I did a video on why we got rid of our Nissan Leaf and why we went to a Chevy Volt, because we do a whole green thing too. And a lot of people like that. Within 4 months now, we've got 16,000 views, so it was a very unprofessional, oh, here we are going down the road. This is why we're doing it. And a lot of people are very interested. Well, why would you give up an all-electric car for something that's half gas and half electric? There's some really good reasons. Like not wanting to wait to have it charged up, or looking like forever where there's a charge station. So, you know, we've been in both camps. Me personally, I probably want something that went maybe 400 or 500 miles on a charge. 80 wasn't enough. Tesla 300 is definitely getting there, but it's not in my pocketbook. We've had a member here that he did buy a new Tesla, and we had him come up here and speak, and that was Sanjeev Bala. And we videoed it. So if you go back and look at, you know, a month or two back, you will see that Tesla meets Solar City. So you can go look at the 2016 videos and watch him for a half hour speak. And what was the most surprising thing he said? I asked him, how long on your autonomous, because when he got the car, it was not autonomous. It would not drive by itself. He woke up one morning and said, oh, your car will now drive by itself. And I said, okay, how long did it take you to be comfortable to let your car drive from Santa Barbara to Las Vegas? Personally, for me, I was thinking maybe 3 weeks, a month or 2. Anybody want to guess on how long it took him to get comfortable? 5 minutes. I said, seriously, 5 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. I guess once you're in there and it's doing everything it's supposed to do, people get more comfortable much quicker than most of us would ever imagine. So this whole thing of cars driving by themselves is going to come up pretty strong, really fast. All the videos are up there. You can take a look at any of the things that we've done in the past. Meetup.com. This is a good place to sign up for the meetings. If you just sign up and you're not paying, it doesn't matter. You can at least get there and let people know, hey, here's me, and here's what I'm looking for, and here's the services I provide, so this is a good way to increase your networking and start making those connections with people. Okay? Really good. It's free for you. So you just go to meetup.com and do a search for the Santa Barbara REIA. That's the link right there. And there you go. Okay? We've got 1 to 1:30. We're doing our networking and registration and that kind of stuff. We've got food in the back. We've got some coffee. We've got a validator for your parking, because if you don't do the parking validation, how much is it, Michael?
It is about probably 20 or 30 bucks. It's pretty crazy. But it's free if you just put it in the machine over there.
So you just plug it into the machine and you validate it. Okay?
You can also ask down at the front desk if they have any extras.
There you go. If you forgot your ticket and you left it in the car, you go to the front desk, they'll get you going. What's that?
Where's your validator?
It's right back there. The machine's in the very back with a green light on it. So you just walk back there, punch it in there, and then when you leave, you can put it in the thing and it'll get out, and you get out for free. A lot of times when you leave, it's already up, but I wouldn't count it. Not cheap. And then our agenda today, I'm going to be here till about 2 o'clock. Pretty short today because we've got, and actually it might be longer because I noticed we have a, what is it, MIA, Missing in Action, is Judge Frank Ochoa. Haven't seen him. Talked to him a couple days ago and texted him. He says, oh yeah, I've got everything lined up. I'll be there. Well, we have Clint Coons back here. Hey. Clint made it. So, you know, if it turns out that Frank Ochoa does not show up, then I'll probably go a little bit longer than I planned, and I'll give you a little bit more information. And maybe I'll get off a little earlier and give Clint some more time. A lot of times when we're through at 4 o'clock, if people are up for it, if the speaker's up for it, we can go longer. We've been here till, we're supposed to leave at 4, we've been here till 6 sometimes, because everybody kept coming questions and nobody came up and chased us off. But sometimes they'll come to the door and they'll say, hey, it's 4 o'clock, you guys got to go downstairs and go some places because we got it rented out for some other people. So if that happens, then we have to leave, you know, 4:30, something like that. Okay. Anybody in a hurry to get out of here today at 4 o'clock? Okay, so you got a lot of questions.
No, leave just before 3.
Just before 3.
Kids stuff going on.
Well, that's a shame because Clint is going to be up here from 2:30, 3:34, from 2:30 to 4. Okay, he's got a lot of good information. And I'll tell you something, they do my taxes. And I'm talking personal taxes, business taxes for my LLCs, my C Corps, my son's got an LLC, my daughter's got an LLC, personal taxes. When we give them our taxes, it's a stack of paper that's maybe 4 inches high, and I look at that and I go, there's no way I would ever try to do my own taxes. I have just enough of a struggle. Hey, there he is, Frank, thank you so much. I want to give you a seat right over here, over there.
Okay.
And we'll get you up here about 2 o'clock. So I'll be here for about another 15 minutes. This table over here, you can have a seat. Either there or there, either one. Okay. Frank Ochoa, our judge for 35 years in Santa Barbara. Thank you so much for making it in here, Frank. And so we will have, you'll probably be out here by 4:30, but you're going to miss some good tax information because they're good. They're doing my taxes. I've had a lot of other people do taxes, and in fact, I've had other people doing the taxes charging me way, way more than I should have been charged. And when I finally went over to Anderson Associates and said, well, how come these people didn't charge me for these different properties out of state the way you are, or it was, you know, so much different? It was, well, they just didn't know, and they didn't. They're doing nationwide stuff. But we will have a video And you'll have a bit of a chance to ask them questions before they get out the door, okay? So it's good. So Linda office is probably off doing another meeting someplace. She does about 3 or 4 of these meetings per month all over the nation. Realty 411, really, really good. And she's the one that gave me the inspiration to get up here and do this at Fess Parker in this nice room instead of being at Denny's and the pizza place where we're in the middle of it and we're videoing and they're going, Bob, your pizza's ready. Yeah. Remember that? It worked, but
Doesn't Linda have events coming up in this area?
as a matter of fact, is it June or is it July?
It's June or July. July 27th. Yeah, July 27th. Yeah.
So July 27th, we're going to be here from 9 in the morning till 4 or 5 in the afternoon with probably 4 or 5 different speakers. It's an all-day event. It's free. We usually have somewhere between 60 and 80 people. Okay. I don't think we have food and coffee. I don't think we do. But in any case, when we're through here today, we'll go downstairs and there's a place down there to eat and, you know, network and hang out. It's a good opportunity to meet people in a good intimate environment where you have a chance to really get to know each other as opposed to being here in the room. It's good here in the room too. But you'd be surprised what you learn after people have a few glasses of wine, right? The conversation is much different. So, free training, 30 days after one of these events. All of our events are $20 at the door, cash or check, or $10 in advance. Or if it's the first time you've ever been here, it's free. And if you bring a guest, anytime you bring a new guest the first time, it's free. So you can come here forever for free. And you also get 30 days from the time you've been here for free training for me. So anytime you leave, you can just call me up and say, hey Dan, I need some help. Close. All right. So that's a good way to get some good support and get you off and running, you know, to kind of get a sense of, well, what am I going to do with this investing stuff, you know? A lot of times people like, I'll wear my hat over here that says SBREIA, and they'll say, well, what is that? And I'll say, it's real estate investing, and you should come sometime. And the first thing they think is, well, why would I go there? I don't have any money. We're showing you and teaching you how to do this without any of your own money. The whole idea is to use other people's money, not your money. I guarantee you, if you don't do it properly and you don't give them a good return on their investment, they're not going to be coming back asking for more deals. But if you do it properly and they're happy, they're like, wow, you do that again? I made some money on that and I want to do some more of those. So, you know, it does make a difference. And you can do it with no money out of your pocket. Okay? I'll cover some stuff on the LLCs, rent-ready properties, NHBIG, and also the sign business that we're still in the process of tooling up. We'll talk a little bit about where we are with that. And then after I'm through to 2:30, we're going to have Frank Ochoa, which I'm very happy to see you walk through the door. I was just telling them, I might have to expand mine a little bit longer. So thank you for making it. Appreciate that. And, you know, there's his website, there's his phone number. So if you don't have a pen and paper, you can always go back to the videos. It's all there. There'll be links on the website I've already set, right? So it'll just take you right back there to it. And yeah, anytime that you're in here, you know, a lot of times you see these meetings and people say, would you please turn off your cell phones? It's easy enough to turn off the volume and the ringers and all that, but leave the cell phones on because you should be taking pictures if you're not going to go back and look at the videos. That way you can just snap it off. Oh, you got it. It's there. That's fine. Not a problem to do that. Okay? And then after Frank, we will have Clint Coons, who, you know, I've been begging these people for a couple years now. They've been doing my taxes. Please come to Santa Barbara. You know, you guys are great. We want to promote you. We want to get you out here. And I finally somehow managed to make it happen. And Denise was very good about, you know, making it all happen. So thank you both for being here doing this. Really, I did not want to do my own taxes. I look at that list, that is a nightmare. And I really appreciate, and it's not just taxes they do. When he gets up there, you're going to find out. There's a whole lot of, you know, entity structuring, asset protection. He'll get into it. You'll go, wow, there's a lot going on here. Okay. And then we got a free table back there, straight to the back, where the card thing is for validating your ticket. Anything that's on that desk is free if there's anything in there. And would you say, Michael, don't leave your...
Just don't leave any cell phones or anything back there. You know, somebody just, it's all free.
All right, leave your cell phone on the table, it's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a free table back there for that. There's some real estate related stuff back there, and then we'll head down afterwards. If you wants to join us, we'll be down there for some food, drinks, or whatever. Okay? Great place to be. We're so fortunate, you know, to have this Best Park Double Tree Resort right here across the street from the beach and what they have to offer here. So let's get into what I'm going to do here a little bit. I've only got maybe 10 minutes and then I'll be off. That's the website, the Santa Barbara SBREIA website. We've talked about that a little bit. Free training. Basically what I cover is real estate, marketing, and you know, Michael has been doing computer work since he was 2 years old. He's got pictures, that's his credibility. You know, bring up that picture and show people when you were 2 years old. And so he's doing websites for people and different things, along with his LLC and the properties he's got in that, and the properties that we have. So that's the marketing and real estate training. And then I've got Going Green training. And Going Green is really kind of the stuff about Tesla electric cars, solar. We've had Solar City here. We've also got stuff there for health that's on there. You know, we talked some time back and had some people come out, and believe it or not, you know, maybe the root to our health is our hair. And taking hair samples and sending that off to have them tell you kind of, you know, minerals and vitamins and things you should take. And we've been on that for about 2 years. And I'll tell you, I didn't really do it to lose weight, but my diet changed, and it's not a matter of, you know, is the food good or bad? And we all know that there's junk food out there. But things like avocados. If my chemistry is off and I shouldn't be eating them, then it's bad for me, but it's wonderful for you depending on your chemistry. And you don't know that unless you do a hair sample. And how would you know your health? It's like going to New York without a GPS or a road map. Yeah, we could get there, but take a lot longer. It's a guessing game. So there's that. There's also goal setting, personal development. I work with people on that as well. So part of what's going on is that. So you can say, Dan, I'm not focusing, and I need to focus somehow. Because we'll get people to say, hey, I want to do real estate investing, and they're like, in every state, you know, jumping around like crazy, and you really need to focus someplace on something and find out what it is that you're excited about doing. And that's part of the personal development. It's helping you get that focus. So this is NH Big, my C Corp for earned income. And you know, when I start talking about this, some people, even seasoned investors, look at me like, earned income, investment income, what are you doing? So this is really anything that we do, whether it's computer, this, whatever, if it's earned income, if it's health. My wife Maria here is a nurse. We just had our daughter graduate from UC Long Beach. We were there yesterday. And she's a nurse now, and her mother was a nurse. We got 3 generations of nurses. And so there's, you know, that whole thing of generating any kind of income that comes from anything that's considered earned income can go through this, which is the C Corp, okay? So this is our high-end wholesaling and also lease to own wholesaling. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, not in this meeting because we don't have enough time, but it's actually done kind of like wholesaling properties from the standpoint that you come in as a principal in the contract, and then you assign that contract, and that might be how we get around that, Brett. I'm talking to attorneys right now, and it's different from state to state, and within the state it's different from city to city, just like eviction rules and regulations are
I
different.
come to a couple attorneys too, so we really need to
Did it look good from what you heard or bad?
kind of bad unless there's a creative way of doing it.
Yeah, and I'm talking about a creative way of doing it that I would not do unless I had a creative attorney that says, Dan, I do this all day long, but all the other attorneys go, I've never heard of it, it's illegal, you can't do that. Well, in your life, maybe not. In your life, maybe yes. You know, and I'm not going to do anything or pull anybody down that direction with me until I'm real clear that I'm not going to go to jail. And if I don't go to jail, then you're not going to go to jail, because we've known enough people going to jail, right?
Yeah.
They pass through these doors all the time. And luckily, you people have listened to me about due diligence and have even brought it to my attention and said, Dan, you didn't do the due diligence long enough because these people have been in prison for 10 years. And I go, oh, thank you. You're right, I didn't. Because there's only so much I can do. And that's why I say, hey, look, I'm not in the middle of anything anybody does. I'm not on the contract with any of the speakers. It's all up to you. You need to do your due diligence. And don't come crying to me. If it fails, I'm not part of it. But thank you very much. I owe you a dinner.
Thank you.
Okay?
I'll accept.
You'll accept. Or when you guys do it, you give me a kick and say, hey, Dan, you really better watch before you better look before you leave. Right? So that's the wholesaling side of things. This is all the training that you get, and it's all free if you do it right, because we discussed how that training can be free, right? And so there's, business credibility, which is a big deal. People don't realize that they'll work with me for 6 months and go, oh, I finally completed a deal, now I know everything, I'll go do it myself. And they get out there, people go, well, what have you done? It's just not enough credibility. My opinion, you might want to work with me for a year or two, and then my job is to help you go do your own thing, to have your own business. If you come to me and say, Dan, I've already got my own business, I don't really need you, you don't need me. Great, maybe there's something else we can do, I don't know. But really it's for people who are kind of starting off, okay? And a way for you to be able to do that with no money out of your pocket and all the infrastructure in place to get you there. Okay? And there's somebody in the past. Carlos is going to be our next person up there. I'm going to bet you that within another month or so, it's going to be Carlos's picture up there and his check he's holding up. Because he's been working really hard at it. If anybody deserves one, he does. This is the investing side. This is not earned income. This is investment income, which tax-wise is completely different. We're looking at rental properties. This is actually my house in Santa Barbara, which it does snow once in a while in the mountains. Okay? Believe it or not. And this is all about long-term properties. And I've been doing this for 35 years or so. And my wife, has been looking at me going, man, what are you doing? This is like, are you for real? I'm for real. And just recently, after 30 years of doing this, I went, wow, I've been doing this all backwards. 6 months ago, I went, the light came on from people like Mark Coach Collard and other people that have come through here and talked about lease purchase. When I looked at it in the past and went, well, I've done a lease purchase. I did that 10 years ago, but I just wasn't quite into it and didn't really see the value. I see it now, and I would never do another rental property again unless it was on a lease purchase. I'm just not going there. And anybody who invests with me, when we do a joint venture, if it's not lease purchase, we're not going there. When I read my rental ads, I just put up there, this is not a standard rental. It's a lease to own, and here's the deposit. If you want to buy it, you can do that, but we're just not a standard rental. It's not going to happen. And there's a lot of good reasons for that. Don't have the time to get into it, but that's how it's changed. So my business has changed dramatically in the last 6 months. Really, nothing that I've done before is what I'm doing now. Even though it looks like it and it sounds like it. Most people go, nothing's changed. Actually, it has. John's got an idea. He knows where we're going with this.
Let me ask you something. You said you put in your ads, here's the deposit.
I put it on the ad, lease to own. The first thing I say is, this is not a standard rental.
Yeah.
And then I say, it's a lease to own. Deposit is $2,500, $3,000, whatever it is, okay? In this town, it might be 5 or 10 or 20,000, who knows? Probably more like 30 or 40, I don't know.
Dan, but when you publish the amount of the deposit, are you limiting yourself at that point?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
And when people see that, I also put on there, your security deposit is 0. What happens on a rental when you have to give back the security deposit? It's the law, right? Well, if you put it on there at 0, people go, well, how can you charge a 0 deposit on a security deposit? I say, because we're not going to have a security deposit. You're going to pay your first month's rent, and you're going to pay a 0 security deposit. But if you want in this house, you're also going to sign a separate contract that says lease to own, and that is a lease to own deposit, which could be $1 million if you wanted to. So who needs to make a security deposit? Have that even be part of the rental agreement, right? Is it legal? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to do enough of this with the attorneys. I'm working with a number of attorneys. And just like Denise will say, Mark Coach Collard, who was here last month, if you watch that video, stood right up here and said, I have probably got 5 different attorneys in Vegas for different things. Okay? that's what you're gonna need in each city that you do business in to be successful and make sure you don't run into problems. Do you need to be paying them all the time? No. But when you need them, you better
Whoa,
use
what'd
them.
you say? You said you don't need to pay them all the time?
Well, you don't need to be paying them all the time when they're not helping you, and when you're not requesting service. But when you need them, you better request a service and you better pay them. Because they're gonna be a lot cheaper, and listen to me and believe this, they're gonna be a lot cheaper in the long run than property management. Okay? You won't even need property management with good attorneys and contractors acting as kind of your property manager, your eyes and ears and doing things. Good attorney, good contractor. Forget the property management for a lot of different reasons, unless you have an IRA, and then you can't do it without a property management company because it's illegal. And then you're really gonna need Frank. Okay? Okay, so that's that. And that's kind of the structure. You know, the low-end properties, about a 36% return that we split. The investor gets 18%, I get 18%. But the higher you get up in value of properties like Santa Barbara, where they're $1 million, the return on investment is 3%. And then you split it with somebody, it's 1.5%. Well, that's okay if you're expanding your portfolio and you're looking for true wealth in real estate, which you can only get over the long term. This stuff, it's just the JOB. But it's your JOB that nobody can fire you at. You're not going to get rich and wealthy, because that comes from long-term investing. Okay? Two different things going on there. So these are anywhere from 100,000 to 10 million. Okay? Have we done 10 million? No, we've done some contracts on 5 million. Well, we can do that. And nobody out of our pocket. These, the rental properties, are anywhere from 30,000 to 100,000. Okay? We're just not going to go probably any higher than that doing a joint venture with somebody. Santa Barbara Computing, we can do that, give you support. A lot of people come to us for real estate support, and they start saying, well, I need to go out and do this, and I need to do that. No, stop, let's spend the money. We're here to make sure you're not spending money, you're doing it the right way, getting the best technology. Personal Power Project, we talked about that. Rent to own. Last month it said required deposit, and we provide credit repair. And I said, well, that's probably illegal for us to say we provide credit repair because we're not a credit repair company. This month it's changed the sign already, required deposit and credit repair. We're not saying we provide it. So we need to step through it, every little nuance. I've had attorneys say, Dan, if you don't put in there Dan Ringwald as National Home Buyers LLC or NH Big Inc., you put in there Dan Ringwald for NH Big Inc. or whatever. There's little nuances in there that if you don't have an attorney and say the right thing, it's like, well, we're sorry you didn't get that one, but now you're going to jail. I don't want to go to jail. Okay? So, that's it for me. It's 2:02. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to bring Frank up here. Now, Frank, do you have a PowerPoint you want to plug in here?
I just had my daughter help me. I'm technologically challenged.
That's what we're here for.
So,
Got that? Plug it in. Try it out.
if you go to EDR presentation 4,
Okay, let's try it out.
there.
Now, if you guys want to take a quick little break, get coffee, do whatever you want to do, I'm going to set Frank up, and then we're going to get rolling.